Hello, my name is Eric Ozzy, researcher at the CNRS.
Hello, I'm Daniel Choquet, director of the Institute for Interdisciplinary Neuroscience in Bordeaux, that is soon going to move to this brand new building. And now we're going to explain you our new work just published in Neuron on the regulation of AMPA receptor mobility by conformational changes and its impact on short-term synaptic plasticity. So please follow us. So this work is about understanding the interplay between AMPA receptor dynamic organization, their activation, and synaptic transmission. AMPA receptors are tetrameric ion channels gated by glutamate that mediate the majority of excitatory neurotransmission. They do not come alone, but are associated with a variety of auxiliary proteins, such as targasin, that allows their stabilization in the postsynaptic density by interaction with scaffold proteins, such as PSD95. AMPA receptors are concentrated in front of glutamate release sites in small domains called nanodomains. We revealed these AMPA receptor nanodomains 2 years ago using super-resolution imaging methods. What are the properties of basal synaptic transmission? Upon electric stimulation, glutamate is released in the synaptic cleft and activates AMPA receptors that become open for a few milliseconds, allowing ion flow. Rapidly, activated receptors become desensitized, and this leads to a decrease in postsynaptic current. This desensitized state is stable for tens of milliseconds. This creates a refractory period during which receptors cannot be reactivated, thus shaping the frequency-dependent response of the synapse in a process called short-term plasticity. When a second stimulus occurs within tens of milliseconds of the first one, only a small number of receptors are available for activation. Hence, the second response is much decreased in comparison to the first one. But AMPA receptors are mobile in the synapse. This movie shows the movement of single AMPA receptors tagged with quantum dots. Receptors diffuse constantly in and out synapses, which are here labeled in green. We showed several years ago that this mobility accelerates recovery from short-term depression. In a synapse with mobile receptors, activation and receptor desensitization proceed similarly, except that desensitized receptors can be exchanged by naive ones, so that when a second stimulus comes in, there are more receptors available for activation. Thus, the second response is larger when AMPA receptors are mobile. But there is an important question in the field: how to reconcile the relative stability of receptors inside clusters with their fast turnover necessary to impact short-term plasticity. Our working hypothesis has been that glutamate increases transiently AMPA receptor mobility. So, Eric, how did we investigate this question?
So to answer this question, we need to be able to make super-resolution imaging on live receptor to get access to the mobility of the different receptor. As you can see on this setup, we use UPaint and SPT-Palm technique to look at the mobility of each receptor. Here, each light represents the mobility of one receptor. So first of all, we measure the variation of AMPA mobility induced by glutamate with super-resolution imaging technique. As you can see, individual AMPA receptor visited a larger area in the presence of glutamate. Then, to confirm this effect, we express various AMPA receptor mutants locked in a specific conformation. We use various point mutations that lock receptor in a closed, open, or desensitized state. And the quantification clearly demonstrates that desensitized receptor present a higher mobility than closed or open one. Which mechanism could explain such increase of the mobility? Change in mobility imply unbinding from molecular traps. This molecular unbinding can happen either between cytoskeleton and scaffolding protein, or between scaffolding protein and auxiliary protein, or between auxiliary protein and AMPA receptor. To answer that question, we performed biochemical experiments, and we showed that targasin, one of the main auxiliary proteins, binds less to desensitized receptors than to closed one. Finally, we estimated the effect of this glutamate-induced mobility of desensitized receptor on synaptic transmission. To the same, we express either a wild-type AMPA receptor and stargazine or a genetic fusion of these two proteins. As you can see on the representative current recording, the prevention of the capacity of AMPA receptor stargazine to unbind leads to an important synaptic depression. So Daniel, what could be the molecular mechanism of this dissociation between stargazine and AMPA receptor?
Recent work from several labs has shown that AMPA receptor desensitization is associated with major conformational changes up to a complete separation of the amino terminal extracellular domains. Our model is thus that these large conformational changes upon desensitization induce a weakening of the AMPA receptor-stargazine interaction that allows AMPA receptors to diffuse out of the stargazine PSD anchoring sites. In conclusion, we have shown that glutamate increases AMPA receptor diffusion in a conformation-dependent manner. Desensitized AMPA receptors diffuse faster than closed, resting, or open ones, that desensitized AMPA receptors dissociate from stargazine, and finally, that glutamate-induced AMPA receptor mobility speeds recovery from synaptic short-term depression. Using a combination of super-resolution imaging methods, biochemistry, electrophysiology, we've unraveled a new feature of fast synaptic transmission.